Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your first half of October general reading. So in the meditation, it was beautiful. So the first thing that I want to say is that we do have the full moon this month on October 9th in your sign of Aries, and that definitely came through in your meditation as a special nod to you. So what I saw was it was smallish rowboat underneath the full moon out in the middle of this it felt like a big lake, big body of water that was still like a lake. And then I'm looking at this, this small boat underneath this full moon. And then I see that all around the boat are these lanterns. I felt like they were like, I don't know like the technical term for them, but in certain cultures, they would light these lanterns and then send them on down a body of water, like a river, to remember their ancestors. So it looked like those lanterns. And then I saw the image of a crane kind of come and fly across the full moon, which is so beautiful. Crane energy is just one of the absolute best because it speaks of good luck, good fortune, balance, fertility, happiness. It's just such a positive animal energy to come through for you. And especially, given that we have that image of the full moon, I do feel like there's going to be a really nice opportunity for you in the first half of this month to, I want to say, settle in a place of balance, right? So I do feel like there are going to be aspects of your circumstances that feel like they have settled, and there's time to, sort of plant your feet where you are and sort of enjoy this time. Because if you think about a body of water, it was a very still lake, right? Full moon is a symbol of completion, right? And so I love that that's coming up for you. And it was a still body of water as opposed to a river that's moving or an ocean that's, crashing with waves. I feel like that's a really beautiful symbol for you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what your cards say. Hey Aries, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the first half of October. Oh, look at that full moon coming up for you again. I love it. So here you have the bat. This is really, really beautiful because the bat is death energy, right? So we are looking at Libra season in the first half of the month. However, right after it comes Scorpio season. So what I'm taking from this, really interestingly enough, is that remember how we talked about, the full moon in your sign and then, getting this really beautiful feeling around being able to settle where you are. Full moon is a sign of completion on a lake, which is, a clear reflective surface. There's no need to like rush on or do more than just really showing up and being present and really planting your feet where you are. This is really, really beautiful because the fact that we have this death energy for this time says this is a beautiful opportunity for you to just sort of adjust your pace and adjust your circumstances and your energy to something that feels grounded and balanced. And I even want to say relaxed for you. That feels really nice. And again, one person's relaxation looks very different from another person. So whatever that means to you, relaxation doesn't have to mean like, the absence of any kind of action. It's just a feeling really, right? Feeling relaxed. So I really like that that's coming through for you in this way. Also, we do have air energy here talking about Libra season and, bat energy in particular and why it, relates to the death key in the tarot, because this really speaks of an emergence of something or a transformation of something, right? So it's sort of a metamorphosis energy that speaks of, something changing so that it no longer exists in its previous form, right? That's where the death aspect of it comes in. There's also an aspect of change inherent in that as well. And I feel like that is really beautiful given the time period that we're in as well. That feels like you are right in alignment with the season, but I do get a very distinct feeling that the first half of this month has a lot of opportunity for you to just be in a place of relaxation and balance. And that crane, flying through for you as well is a really beautiful symbol. There's also an aspect of shadow work or shadow, elements at play when the bat comes around, but it feels like it is It doesn't feel like it's something that's like, oh, you got work to do. It's like shadow work, right? This feels more like shadow play. It's like you are able to just take solace and comfort, you know, in the more still time of the day, or as it were, the night. It feels really, really nice. Feels really, really nice. If you think about it, nighttime technically is a time to relax, take a load off, you know, go more quiet, right? Not for everybody, of course, like there's nightlife, but this really just feels like it's your realm, like it's your area. Like if you think about Aries in terms of, you know, being the god of war, this is right before battle or after battle where, you know, it's nighttime, sitting around the campfire and just really being still where you are. And it feels really, really good, Aries. So let's see what is going on. Let's see what is going on. Oh, beautiful. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. So here we have the Justice key. So this is Libra energy. Now we were talking already about how we're looking at the Libra, you know, season and then going into Scorpio season. However, do you see those scales here? Libra Justice energy represents that of balance. And that is also Crane energy, which came through in your meditation. I love this for you. You know, you also have like the sun and the moon here as well, which is another aspect of balance. I'm really liking this for you very, very much. You know, when the Justice key comes up, this is that feeling and that message of being exactly where you're meant to be in a way that you can really physically, you know, experience that and see it, right? So it's similar to that of the Hierophant in a way but that's more of a feeling. This Justice is like, no, I've done all that I need to do at this point, and this feels like a natural and right time to just be where I am in enjoyment. It's not a time to rush forward. I can see everything kind of coming together for me now, and it just feels really good, and I can feel relaxed and at ease, and like everything is, you know, just right. Just right. This feels really, really nice, Aries. You know, Justice energy also speaks of legal matters, contracts, agreements, everything of that sort as well. And when we think about, you know, Lady Justice, there's that aspect of her blindness as well, with Justice is blind. So I do feel like there is also this aspect of what is seen and unseen with the bat and the shadow energy as well. And I do feel like there's something in that where there are parts of your journey or experience from the past that maybe you had questions around or didn't understand why things did work out or didn't work out, or why things kind of went the way that they went. But there is an illumination and understanding that's coming to you now where it's like, I always think of that Rascal Flatts song where it's like, you know, God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. It's like, I feel like you were in a place where you were able to see like, oh, wow, like I can understand now why this had to go the way that it did. I was disappointed then. I wasn't sure. I didn't, whatever. I had trouble kind of accepting it. I'm really glad. And I can see the divine hand and the divine wisdom at play in your previous experiences, because they got you to where you are, and you're feeling so good and right where you are that it's hard not to have, you know, a deeper and more full appreciation and vision and clarity around how you got here, which is really, really nice. Really, really nice. That's always nice, isn't it? Oh, really? Aries. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So here we have can you see that? There you go. Here we have the 10 of Swords here. So what's really interesting about this, first of all, another night sky. So along with this theme of like, you know, nighttime illumination in the darkness, 10 of Swords is about a complete ending to something, right? It is most closely related, I think, energetically to the Death key, because they both speak of endings, right? This is less about the things that, you know, begin as a result of the ending like Death key is, but this is about something really closing out in terms of a chapter. Sometimes it's your choice, sometimes it's not, but this is like, there's no more road left to tow on this person, place, or thing. And this is the end of it, right? The final end. Traditionally, in the Rider-Waite-Coleman Tarot, this is shown as someone, you know, dead on the ground with 10 swords in their back, right? This is that kind of like, you know, utter completion, right? There's no reviving it. I feel like this is connecting to what we're picking up around, you You're understanding why things had to go the way that they did. You're having a greater understanding and appreciation for it. I do feel like you are at, what's that like? I feel like you're at a docking point in the in-between space between what has been allowing yourself to be where you are and really stew in that reflection and understanding and appreciation before something new begins. You're in the in-between time. I gotta tell you, I love an in-between time, really. It can be difficult, you know, in the moment to go, okay, well, what's next? Or what should I be doing? But it's so rare, I think, to truly be in a position where you're like, okay, whoo, I'm in a place where I can just be where I am and not necessarily feel the need like I need to race on to the next thing, or that things are moving at a pace that require me to keep up, right? Feels really nice. Feels really nice. I do feel like there are just certain cycles that are closing out for you, or certain chapters or certain healing that's coming as, or, you know, around for you during this time, and it feels really nice. It feels really, really nice. It also feels significant. This is, you know, this feels like a fork in the road that you were meant to reach, and that feels really nice. Wow. What's that? Oh, wow. So this has come up a lot in this round of readings, interestingly enough. So we have 7 of Swords here. So you have a lot of air energy here, don't you, Aries? Libra being the air sign that they are, and then 10 of Swords, and then 7 of Swords, and then the Bat. So remember, the Swords rule the realm of the mind, communication, right? Contracts, thoughts that we think, and how our thoughts really do shape our reality. You know, this is interesting with the 7 of Swords because traditionally this is really seen as that self-sabotage energy. The ways in which we act as a disservice to ourselves through our habits, our thoughts, our fears that, you know, can take shape. It's really interesting here though, because do you see how this is, you know, we're using the Edgar Allan Poe deck, of course, so it's you know, ripe with imagery, but you see this hidden compartment here in this desk where it's open, and then you see the 2 swords that are crossed like this, and then the rest of them are, you know, out in plain sight. You know, these 2 swords that are hidden, what I'm taking from this is, it makes me think of the 2 of Swords, right? Where that person traditionally is sitting by the, you know, the water, and they've got the 2 swords crossed over their chest like this. You know, 2 of Swords is about inner peace. It's about taking your heart and your head and bringing them together for conference, right? Equal conference. So it's really interesting here that my attention is getting drawn to this 2 of Swords, you know, in the form of this like hidden compartment, right? This is really speaking to me of this greater realization and being in a place where a lot is coming around. I do feel like there's an aspect of like either the blinders have come off, or they're just things have been revealed that, you know, were previously either hidden or just not ready to, you know, be seen or actualized. But I do feel like there's this aspect within this where you are not just experiencing endings and the time before something new begins, but I do feel like you are closing up certain chapters or planning on making some significant changes to your circumstance in some way. But it feels like there's been some sort of project or something that you've been working on, whether this is, you know, legal, home related, relationship related, work related, whatever this is. It feels like there are some things that you've either gotten exhausted on, so you're like, okay, I've exhausted myself to the point where I really am ready to say goodbye to this, or I'm really wanting to change this habit or you know, reaction based, you know, experience for myself where it's no longer serving me. I want different results, and so I'm gonna, you know, take different action, right? In order to get a different result, do something differently. That's what I feel here for you. But it feels like within this hidden compartment and this game of chess here, you know, the universe, spirit, our guides, however you want to look at that, is not going to bring us anything new until we exhibit that we are willing to treat or respond differently to our circumstances, right? So what does that mean? That means that if you are, let's say for an example, let's say that you are in the market for, you know, a well-paying job that really appreciates you and you feel like you are fully aligned with, and it's a great fit, right? And let's say that you keep attracting, jobs with bosses that don't treat you well, that underpay you, that are toxic, that drain you, right? Let's say you keep attracting that, right? And you're going, why aren't I manifesting something differently? I don't understand this. Well, what I'm getting here in a situation like that, whether it is about work or relationship, if you're, attracting the same person over and over, or the same circumstances, or the same money issues over and over, whatever that is, when we attract the same thing over and over in slightly different forms, it's because there is something within us that is attracting that is a match to that, because like attracts like, right? So until we kind of look under the hood of our own car and really ask, and with this death energy, it's interesting, really ask ourselves and really take a look at what in me, right? And this can be very difficult to do, trust and believe. What in me attracted that to me? And what can I shift within me so that I can attract something different, right? I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to really get some clarity around this so that you can attract newness moving forward, new opportunities, new people, new circumstances, and also better feelings, right? But it is something within you that I feel like maybe is either in your subconscious or not in the forefront, and you're really being asked. I feel like this is spirit and your guide sitting at this chessboard going, it's your move, darling. Like, do you want to kind of look at what's under the compartment here and ways in which that, you've either self-sabotaged or acted in disservice to what you actually deserve? Are you willing to take a look at that and change some stuff up, right? Because if you are, we got some newness coming to you, and that feels very exciting. But you are being asked with this death energy to sort of lay to rest certain things so that newness can come towards you, which makes a lot of sense with being under the full moon and the good luck with the crane and the stillness, because this kind of work and this kind of realization and this kind of processing, it's interesting because it feels a bit like a hermit energy, can really only come from stillness and reflection, right? Let's get some advice for you. Let's get some advice for Aries. I'm sure you've heard this before, but we really are our choices. And there's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's just what lessons that we choose to learn at a given time, right? What lessons we're willing to learn, really, right? And sometimes our capacity or our willingness to change, right, it can directly relate to, really the enjoyment of our lives. It's the aspect of us that resists change, that doesn't want to adapt, that keeps us stuck and kind of elicits, difficult situations and feelings, really, right? Oftentimes the answer is to change, adapt. Oh my goodness, 2 for 1, and I'm so here for it. Woo. So we got the Page of Swords and the 9 of Cups here. So this is really brilliant because the Page of Swords is really interesting. The Page of Swords is about self-realization. So we've been looking at that, right? It's about self-realization and being willing to be honest with ourselves and really observe within ourselves and our surroundings what the truth is, right? This can come in the form of like meditation, journaling, really taking some time to talk to somebody else about it, whether it's a friend who knows you really well or a family member or a therapist or whatever this is. But it's like, can we talk and bring out into the light some observations and some realities that could help me move forward and see things more clearly so that I have full autonomy and am aware of all of my options, right? That eagle that I don't know if you can see that. The eagle that he's wearing around his neck as a necklace, eagles are Wheel of Fortune energy. And remember how we were saying how on the other side of this, spirit or universe is saying like, are you willing to take a look at these things that could use some changing so that we can bring you things that you really want? And then you have the 9 of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune here with the eagle, which is about change of fortune, good luck coming, expect things to show up unexpectedly, which is also ties to that crane energy. And then the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Your willingness and you accepting the quest of taking a look at the aspects of yourself that are helping you get what you desire and be where you would like to be, and the aspects of you that work against that, right? Your willingness to look at that and ask those questions and see clearly, right? And transform it and be willing to move forward and do things differently is directly linked to your own wish fulfillment, right? Let's get an oracle, shall we? Let's get an oracle. Yeah, it's interesting, Aries. Like, it feels like a time for reflection. It feels like a time for reflection with, you know, some good luck coming to you when the time for reflection is past. Feels really nice. But you dictate how that, you know, good fortune, well, the wheel of fortune is going to turn for you or not, right? It's like, order up. What do you want, right? Oh, distraction. Very interesting, Aries. Very interesting. So as you can see, there's two crows here, and one of the crows is distracting this dog while the other one steals its food. What I'm really drawn to with this is that where the dog is looking and the point of focus. I feel like this is you, and I'm not calling you a dog, come on now, but this is you. Very cute dog here. I feel like, you know, you are being called to shift your focus. This is all about where your focus is, how you're seeing things. Shift your focus to here, right? This is an aspect of that self-sabotage or that thievery or that trickery that's coming through with the Seven of Swords. Shift your focus here. Right? You're really being incentivized to look at things within yourself and your situation that you have attracted, right? So that if you desire, you can make some changes, do the work of looking at that, and then manifest things that are more aligned with what you actually want from your soul, right? When we self-sabotage, that's not coming from, you know, a soul-centered place. That's coming from, you know, all of the human aspects of ourselves, like fear, you know, our past pain, what we learned as children, what we saw our parents do, and then we're mimicking that, all the things, right? But your soul is unencumbered by all of that because your soul exists outside of just this human experience. It's what directly ties you to spirit, right? So within that, I feel like you're really being asked to just like step into a greater sense of awareness and pull your focus towards the aspects of you and your situation that are not just not serving you, but are out of accordance with your highest and best good. Because what's on the other side of that is quite literally your highest and best good. It's wish fulfillment, right? It's really, really beautiful, Aries. It feels like a very wonderful opportunity and important time. And I think that you can work with this full moon cycle in Aries to facilitate this realization and this learning, whether that's journaling, taking some time in meditation, you know, sitting by a body of water at night and reflecting and looking at the full moon and asking those questions, right? Sometimes it's just the curiosity that gets you there. We can look at this energy and go, well, how do I do this? Like, you know what I mean? How do I work with this blueprint of energy as it is? And really sometimes it's just approaching it like the crow would, from a place of curiosity and asking those questions, right? Really sitting in silence and space and going, okay, what could I do differently, or what am I not seeing that could help illuminate my path forward and help align me with what it is that I most desire, you know, happiness, abundance, whatever it is for you. Okay, it's really beautiful, Aries. You absolutely got this. I'm sending you so much love for the first half of October and the second half of October, but we'll be talking about that next time. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would so appreciate that. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.